Welcome to a brand new weekly vlog. First, I want to show you this, a poinsettia. I saw this in the grocery store and I was just like, yes, I need this. Like, I have really begun to appreciate the everyday rituals in our society. I feel like we often think of our current culture as not being involved in rituals, but if you actually open your eyes and look around, there are so many happening at all times. And especially during the holiday seasons or anytime there's some sort of like festivity, there's just like certain rituals that you can take a part of if you feel like it, that really adds to intentionality in experiencing that season of the year. I also want to show you it snowed. It's gorgeous. It's very, look at that. Okay, look, I do have a bug or something. Interesting, but it's moved now. Well, I'll have to figure that out later. But look how gorgeous it is. My favorite thing is when it's kind of fallen, but when the big trees have snow like this. There's some in our front yard that were like very weighed down by the snow last night. Oh, it was so pretty. Like, it just makes me feel some type of way. It's so pretty. Like, I know people love to complain about the winter because it's cold, and like obviously summer feels so much comfier and nicer and warmer, but when the snow hits like this, it just reminds me of like, if I had the ability to choose, I still would choose being in a place like this, like living in a place like this where you get to experience winter wonderland vibes and you get to experience like the summer nice spot. Like, I just love the variety of experience. And honestly, for me, I feel like I'm willing to experience even like the more negative parts of it, just so that I can have these experiences as well. In other news, I started drinking coffee again, which has been really great. I want to show you something that has helped me. Oops. I was listening to a lot of like Andrew Huberman recently again. L-Theanine. So this is actually a amino acid and our body doesn't produce it on its own. However, it is found in plant sources. Like, one of the main sources where humans get L-Theanine, the amino acid, is through tea, so green tea or black tea. You know how like when you drink tea or matcha or whatever, matcha is tea, but when people say like, if you don't want that like jittery feeling of coffee, then drink tea for the caffeine, because the tea has the caffeine, but it also has the L-Theanine, which doesn't counteract the energy boost that caffeine gives you, but it has a calming, like stress relieving, like chilling out effect. So it kind of works perfectly together with the caffeine compound, because the caffeine is like basically binding to receptors to alter the way that you perceive how tired you are. And then you have the L-Theanine, which chills out your body and is like calming it down and like calming your nervous system down. But that calming, like downward kind of flow doesn't affect the alertness that you feel from the caffeine. So anyway, that's why I got back into it, because I really enjoy the boost that caffeine gives me. It's just unmatched. Like, I'm still taking all of my other herbal supplements. I'm going to do this first and then I'll continue my sentence. By now you guys should be used to me not even finishing a sentence, then getting on to something else and then continuing it later. Let me show you my barista skills. There we go. I added some cinnamon. So before I forget and lose my thought, I'm still taking my stamina tonic herbs that I spoke about in a video from a few months ago. But there's something about caffeine that not only does it give me alertness and like energy, but it gives me a motivation boost in a way that nothing else can. Like those other herbs are really good at sustained energy and feeling really like solid in my body and capable of doing the things that I want to do. And then the caffeine just kind of reminds me of the fact that I'm actually excited to do the things that I'm wanting to do. And it then gives me as well that extra little push at the beginning. It doesn't feel like a push anymore though with the L-Theanine. It feels like a gentle like glide forward. In my world, it's just so important to be constantly getting feedback from your body, not just like setting the routine and then getting super autopilot about it, but setting the routine, following it, but also constantly paying attention to whether that routine still feels good or whether you've been unconscious and you're just still doing it even though it's not actually what you want anymore. So, okay, today's Thursday. I have to plan my day today because it is a little weird one. We are going to Toronto one more time this weekend, and then I think we're gonna take a break from going. But we're going because our friends are getting married on Saturday, and so we're gonna leave tomorrow morning because there is like a snow squall warning in the afternoon tomorrow. I have to like get everything together today so that we can leave right as soon as we wake up basically tomorrow. So yeah, that's it. You know how this goes. I'll pick up the camera when I feel like it and we shall continue. Okay, and we're back. So the vlog that I just uploaded, which was how I'm resetting my productivity after burnout, in that one I talked a bunch about how bad I have been at prioritizing eating and feeding myself on time, which then leads to like a long-term decrease in productivity because my brain just obviously will not function if I haven't eaten, because you need food for your body to function and your brain to function. So like I was saying, I was listening to Huberman and I was listening to this one podcast with this guy named Layne Norton, and that was like a really enlightening episode. I feel like it gave me a lot of confidence when it comes to moving forward with optimizing my diet and fitness routines. Both of those people, like both Huberman and Dr. Layne Norton, are people that spend a lot of time reading research papers and analyzing them, and they're like in the books with that. And I found that that podcast really helped with cutting out the noise of like diet trends and fads. Probably experienced this, but like every few years people start talking about like new dietary guidance that seems to contradict previous recommendations and things like that. For someone like me who has like been kind of into it but hasn't really taken it seriously, it made it hard for me to like really step into it and actually start thinking about it and implementing guidance, because everything just seemed overwhelming and it was like what's true and what's not true. Anyway, I really resonated with how they were talking about it. It was not from a restrictive place at all. It was very like, they had a very balanced opinion on both like diet and fitness practices. It really helped to give me like a starting point. So the guy, like Dr. Layne Norton, he's associated, I don't know if he made the app or he's a founder, he's definitely associated. It's called Carbon Diet Coach. I was like, okay, I'm gonna like try this out. I think it's like $13 a month. There's no free version, but it was like $13 a month, and I was like, let me just try this out for December, because I already wanted to make December my month to focus on fitness and diet. And so it like kind of came in perfect timing. I downloaded it and I really love it. If you're someone who has had like eating disorders in the past or things like that, I would tread carefully, because it is like a tracking app and you do track your calorie intake and your macros and stuff. But for me, like what was really empowering is learning about the macro splits, like how many people recommend to make meal protein, then carb, then fat. I've heard about that before. Obviously, I feel like we all have, but I never really like integrated it or thought about it or thought to apply it to myself. Because I think before I was just so focused on trying to be consistent with feeding myself at all. I couldn't even get to like feeding myself regularly on time. I didn't have the bandwidth to then also try to optimize what I'm eating and the macro split and all of that. Oh my god, for a majority of my 20s, I was eating 1 meal a day, like at dinner, and I would be starving most of the day. You could describe it as laziness, but there's a lot of factors at play there. A lot of it was like what I was talking about in the other vlog, where it was like I prioritized like my output, productivity more than feeding myself and taking care of my body. So it was just easier to like drink cacao or like coffee or something and then just like not worry about food at all, just like ignore food until the evening and then only have to like spend a little bit of time in the kitchen. Anyway, so I stabilized finally eating like 2 meals, which has definitely been really helpful because I'll eat one around this time shortly after I wake up and then one later. I feel like I might introduce like another smaller meal like at some point too, because I haven't really been hitting the calorie goals that the app recommends. My natural way of eating, and by natural I mean like what I've been used to growing up, it has been like pretty much mostly carb. Like if I divided my plate, 75% of the plate would be carbs and fat. Most of that would be carbs, and then the protein would be like the smallest amount on the plate. Like I just didn't think about it. And because I had like a aversion to meat, even when I was having meat dishes, I would just like eat the smallest amount of protein. Remember how in that vlog, like I was talking about how my blood sugar gets low and then I can't think, things like that. Because of the app, I figured out how to get majority protein in my meal, and I felt the difference on day 1. After a full day of eating, I was like, oh my god, I didn't crash. Like I didn't have like a low blood sugar moment today. Like I felt sustained and full but not bloated throughout the day, and it carried me into dinner, and then I did the same thing. And the coolest part is that I haven't had to change the meals that I'm making. Like I'm still making the same recipes, which makes it doable. I'm using the same recipes, but it's just the way that I construct my plate. Like for example, if I'm making like chicken tikka masala, right? With rice, before I would do so much rice, maybe like a lot of sauce, but not that many like chicken pieces. But now I'll make sure to include a lot of the chicken pieces and less of the rice, and like fill myself more up on the protein source than the other ones. Anyway, it's been like amazing, and I'm on day 4 of it. I also was a little bit afraid at how I would handle tracking calories and things like that, because I know that it can get overwhelming and you can get like fatigued by thinking about it. It could be hard, but I went slowly and I was like, I'm not forcing myself to do anything. I was like, I'm gonna try it out and see how I feel about it and how it works. I fucked around with it like a few weeks ago, but at that time I wasn't ready. Like when I tried it, it just it lowered my quality of life. Like I found myself stressing about it too much. So I just stopped, and then now it's like come back around and I feel like it's sustainable and it feels doable. And I think it's because of this app, because it's not restrictive and it's basically like you can eat whatever you want. The main thing I'm paying attention to is the macros and getting protein. So this is what I'm doing for lunch today. I have this chicken that I made. I also have this kitchen scale that I bought last year, 2 years ago, to make sourdough bread, and that's been really helpful because then you can measure everything by grams. So if I'm like measuring how much chicken, I'll like find the chicken item in the app, and then I'll like measure how much chicken I'm using, and it'll calculate everything for me. And I'm having fun with it because it almost feels like a puzzle game. Like every meal, I know what I want. Like it's just like a recipe that I would be making anyway. But then it's like a little puzzle to figure out how to get like the most amount of protein out of that meal, and like how to figure out my plate. So anyway, it's been really great. My plan is to continue tracking for the month of December. Currently it's December 5th. What that's gonna help me do is it's gonna give me experience so that then I can intuitively know how to compose my plate. My purpose with tracking this stuff is just to learn and to get an understanding of what foods are higher protein and like what the different breakdown is of different foods, and just to be more intentional about the food that I'm eating. Like it's been so nice to have that intentionality. It's good, and I feel it. It's reflecting in how I feel in my body as well. Honestly, I wish I could fully express how relieved and happy and grateful and excited I feel to have finally found something that is sustainable, that's gonna help me with energy levels in a way that supplements can't. Like, obviously it's like I should have looked here first, but I don't think I had the bandwidth to look into this first, you know? Oh my gosh, and another thing, one of the reasons why I only ever ate dinner, I didn't really feel like eating food until later in the day. There's a difference in like being hungry and like actually having an appetite. I wasn't like excited to eat anything. I wasn't like, oh my god, I really want chicken right now, or like I really want to make that specific curry and eat it. Like, that natural appetite would come in late afternoon, and then I would use the motivation from that to like make the meal and then eat it for dinner, and that was great. I didn't have that for earlier in the day, and I would kind of like rely on it to have the motivation to like cook. You know how you can see food as like fuel or food as enjoyment? So obviously like want to do the best of both worlds, right? But I feel like dinner is the meal that I often can source the most enjoyment out of. And then for lunch, because I don't feel like eating a lot of the time, to be able to now see the lunch meal more from like a fuel perspective. I'm obviously still making my meals taste good and everything, but I don't have the pressure of me feeling like wanting to eat it. Like, if I made this bowl right now with chicken and beans and rice, I'm excited to eat it because I know it's gonna make me feel good. In the past, the way that I would get myself to eat this is I had to like either be in the mood for beans or chicken or rice, you know, and then I would want to eat it. But now it's like I see it from a fuel thing, and I'm like calculating all my things and like solving that puzzle in the app, and that is motivation to want me to eat this, and then I feel good throughout the day. It's been really nice though, because it was literally a daily struggle every single day trying to figure out what to eat for my midday meal. Is it going? Okay. Got Garrett to hold the camera. Now I feel like yes theory. Okay, so I wanted to show you that we're living our dreams, because this summer, was it this summer? You can talk.
Yeah, it was.
So this summer we met like a farmer, like a local farmer, and her name is Emily, and we met her through like our next door neighbor, and we started buying eggs from her, but she also does grass-fed beef, and so we've been buying it from her, and she just launched her website, and it's just so cool. Like, I'm gonna zoom in on what we're ordering. Luckily we have 2 freezers. We got like eggs, some of this is for my sisters and my mom. We got a bunch of ground beef, steaks for Garrett, brisket, ribs. Okay, you can come back. But yeah, it's like I'm gonna order it and then go pick it up today, so that's fun. Okay, you can stop. Look at her. She wanted to go out, and I was like, I don't want to go out. So oh, you want to come back? Hi, puppy. Oh, look at her. She's shivering. Oh, no. I swear, guys, she's only been outside for like 3 minutes, so don't worry. She basically wanted to go out, and so I was like, okay, I'll just put you on this leash. She either wanted to not be on leash at all so she could like free roam, but that's not good because she likes running away. But not running away, what I mean by that is she likes chasing after squirrels and things. I don't know how far she will go to like chase something that she wants, you know? She has like a very intense prey drive. Half of her breed, Cocker Spaniels, they're small game hunting dogs, and so that's in her. It's in her, and so if we ever let her out off leash and she sees something, she'll just like go into this alternate mode and just like all eyes on whatever it is that she's chasing, and it can be, nothing's happened so far, but it could be dangerous. Okay, so I filmed like a little unboxing video because I got some new, like I got a new ceremonial cacao order, and I was like, let me just make an unboxing video so that I have another excuse to talk about ceremonial cacao. So then I did, and I'm just gonna like add the captions and stuff right now really quick, and then just like upload it. I love that I'm starting to get so much more flowy with short content creation, wanting to do an unboxing video and then just being able to like do it right in that moment. It's just so free and playful. Like, I love me some playful creation. Hello, it's a few hours later. Is it? Like maybe 2 hours later. I spent way longer than I was expecting on that cacao unboxing video. I basically thought like I was just gonna like film it and then post it, but then I got really like perfectionism-y about editing it right, and especially the captions. Like I just find it really hard to ignore when a caption recognizes the word as like very wrong. Like I need to fix it. Like I know people realistically will know what I actually mean, but I just can't. Okay, so we're unboxing more stuff today. Look at my little cutie. Oh no, Luna. We are unboxing 2 packages. They're both shoes. Spoiler alert. We'll open this smaller one first because I'm less excited about it. Hey! Basically, this is just a replacement shoe. So these are my favorite shoes. Like they're my everyday wear shoes when it's not snowy outside. I've had them for, I'm pretty sure, like 4 years. So they have held up really well. They're super comfortable. The sole is it's like foamy, so it's very comfortable, and it's got a platform, so I like the uniqueness of that. And then they're all white. So these are fine, except there's like rocks stuck in the holes. They were starting to come apart. I can still wear them, and I probably will until the spring, but I saw these were on sale because it was like Black Friday, and they're the same ones, just you like it? They're the same ones, just newer. Here's the difference. It's like very different. So I'll probably start wearing these in the spring. Glad that I got that out of the way, because it was kind of in the back of my mind. I was like kind of dreading having to find replacement shoes. And honestly, I didn't realize that Keds still made these and sold these, because I bought them such a long time ago. 2 or 3 years ago, I found like the perfect winter boot for myself, which I loved wearing, was super comfortable, was warm, like it made my feet warm. I could wear it in the cold weather, and I could wear it when it was snowing, and it was these. They're just a basic Chelsea boot. They have sheepskin in the lining, so very warm as well. Their brand is UGG, and unfortunately they have discontinued that style, and the UGG only does the like classic UGG shoes, you know, the classic ones. So I had a really hard time finding something to replace those with. Some of the ones that I really liked had a heel, like a bigger heel, which was obviously really pretty and I loved it, but realistically it's not going to be comfortable to wear on an everyday basis. So anyway, I ended up with something that I really wasn't expecting, and it's Doc Martens. Weird. For me, I've never had them before, but this is not the classic style, so I haven't seen them in person. I am able to return them if I need to, but I have to go in store in Toronto, so hopefully I like them. These ones are also platform, and the hesitation I had with them was like, I'm worried that they're gonna be really heavy or like too chunky. But honestly, like they were also on sale because I bought all of this stuff like Black Friday, Cyber Monday weekend, and I was like, okay, well I can return them, so if I don't like them, whatever, like I'll just order them. So this is my first look. Oh my gosh. Okay, they are very chunky, but they're not that heavy, but they're cute, right? Like they're basically the Chelsea boot with a platform, so similar to the sneakers I got. I think I have a thing for platforms, and then there's fur on the top here, but they're also fur lined. I think I like them. The main thing was, are they comfortable? I was really worried that they're gonna be too heavy because I've got such a thick platform, but I walked upstairs with them. They fit perfectly. I got size 8, which is my regular size. So they fit true to size. They're really easy to walk in. And I feel like I'm not wearing the right thing right now to show you. So I'll have to show you like later, maybe tomorrow or something, especially when it's lighter out. Also, my rose needs to be replaced. They're chunky, but they're not like, I don't know, I don't feel like a clown. which is what I was worried about. Let me show you what it looks like outside. Oh, by the way, this is my garden. Oh. Okay, but this is what it looks like outside right now. Snow boots are chunky in general, and something I love about these, I fixed the blueness. Okay, there, you can see them better. They've got that like classic Doc Marten thread thing. Look at these treads. Treads? Is that what you call them? I just like, I'm not gonna slip. That's the main criteria. So aren't they cute? I love it. I'm definitely not returning them. So that's a huge win for me. Whoa, the color balance is so off. Huh? Here's our box. Oh my gosh. We just have to figure out how to... Hi, Luna. Hi, Luna. Some eggs. Some for my mom and sister. Don't eat them. Look how pretty. Luna, don't eat the eggs. Garrett figured it out. We're all stocked up. Also, these are the peppers that we grew that eventually, when I feel like it, I'll make hot sauce. I just have other priorities right now. Okay, I'm gonna make dinner now. I'm making some sort of curry with the ground beef. Actually, I need to take it out to defrost then. I'll show you when I'm done, because I don't feel like doing a montage right now. Sorry. This is what I made. It's basically a ground beef curry with onions, garlic, ginger, tomatoes, and then spices, and then I'm eating that with roti, the classic. And that's it for today. Welcome to Friday. We didn't do much vlogging today because we had to wake up and then rush to get to Toronto because there's gonna be a snowstorm in the place that we live in. We have a friend's wedding to go to tomorrow, and so like I woke up at like 10 and then I think we were out by 11:30-ish, and the snowstorm was gonna start around 12 in that area. So it was kind of stressful. But we made it. We're in Toronto. I'm just going to, one sec. You know that lip gloss that was in the Sephora birthday thing last year, or this year, 2024, the Kosas lip oil? It's in the shade Unbuttoned. This is still like the free sample size, but I like it a lot. We had sushi for lunch when we got into the city. Then we took a nap, slash just like relaxed for a bit, and then now I'm going to my parents' house. I have this to drop off. This is just the eggs that I picked up from the farm yesterday. We're gonna do that. I have to drive by myself. Usually Garrett's the one driving while we're in the city, but I mean, I've been driving now regularly in my area, which is like a smaller town, so it's like easier. So it's honestly, it's like I'm fine driving. I don't have a problem. It's more of just like a mental block. So let's go do that. Okay, and then I don't know if I'm gonna film while I'm there. We'll see. And then I'll come back and I'll tell you how the driving went. I did it! I made it! I drove all by myself. There were parts where I was like overthinking it or getting really in my head about it. Like nothing was stressful, but I feel like if I thought too much about it, I would get stressed. But honestly, it's like because in the city, like when I'm driving in the smaller town that we live in, there's not that many things to pay attention to. Like for example, there's no pedestrians or anything like that. But here in the city, there's just a lot more cars on the road. There's more lanes. There's like people jaywalking. There's cyclists, and like there's all these extra things. So anyway, that's why I get overwhelmed by it. But it was like a good thing to practice with because my parents only live like 10 minutes from here. The exposure therapy wasn't too intense, you know? Right, Luna? Look at this cozy setup. Luna! We're gonna go to the movie theater and watch the new Gladiator movie. And it's 9:35 and we are going to the 10:21. So we're gonna drive there in the movie theaters. Oh, sorry, the front door. I didn't close it properly, so it blew open. That was scary. I thought it was a ghost. What was I gonna say? Oh, I was saying that the movie theater isn't far, so we should leave at 10 then? No, we should leave.
Should leave at like 9:50.
Okay. Okay, that's it. Thank you. I don't know why I'm thanking you. What? Ah.
And we all look forward to seeing your poet.
TSMC's 2-nanometer process has achieved over 60% yield in trial production. Chance like something's being worked on behind the scenes. Pardon me?
I said I like that your dad bought a proper tamp for that machine.
Yeah.
Hi everyone, welcome to Saturday. We are in the process of getting ready for our friends Lee and Cam's wedding. We woke up, we took a shower, we went on a walk, took Luna out, made some coffee. I guess you saw everything. And then I ate some food. My mom gave me a bunch of food yesterday. So I need to, right now, still, hey.
Sorry.
I need to get ready now because I've eaten and done everything. What time is it? It's 1:20 and we have to leave by 2:30. I was gonna do like a whole thing with my nails, but I don't have time. Basically, I have this like hot pink one and I wanna do like a more classy red. I'm just gonna put a coat of the red on top of the pink. So I'm gonna do my nails and then my makeup and then we'll leave.
So just act normal.
No, sorry, I was like videoing it. Hello guys, welcome to Monday. Yes, Monday. So I've been using this app, right, that I was talking about a few days ago called the Carbon Diet Coach app. It's been a week that I've been using it every single day, and like I was saying in the previous segment, this could potentially be quite triggering to track your food in this way if you have a history with eating disorders. So please, if that's you, like, tread carefully. The way that I see myself using this moving forward is it has to be balanced. I feel like it wouldn't be sustainable for me if I diligently tracked every single day, no excuses. So what I have decided upon myself is for the days that I am home and it's kind of like a regular schedule, I'm kind of in my day-to-day routine, those are the days that I will track, because that is the majority of my life, is those types of days. But if there is a day that is kind of out of the normal, like we're going out to eat or we're going to an event or something like that, I'm not going to track on those days. So on Saturday, we had our friend's wedding. There was like dinner and then there was pizza after and there was lots of drinks, and I wasn't able to fit within the macros or the calorie count or any of that. I'm not going to worry about those types of days. I'm just going to let myself fully enjoy life during those opportunities, because that's how, for me, I can create balance. Yesterday, I was kind of like back in my flow. We did get McDonald's on the drive back, which was so nice. Even though we had that fast food, I was still able to stay within the structure of the app, which was very empowering to realize, like, oh, there is no bad food. It's just about being really mindful of what you are doing before and after eating that bad food. And like, are you eating like a very dense, heavy food and then following that up with like another very heavy meal? Or are you like eating that heavy meal and then maybe doing like a lighter meal afterwards, which is what I did yesterday, which felt really good. Like I felt really good in my body. And that's the part that I feel most excited about. Like my drive to be this intentional about what I'm putting in my body is not like, sure, there's aesthetic components that I value, like wanting to like be leaner and wanting to be fitter, etc. But for the most part, like 80% of my motivation is coming from how my body has been feeling, and how the fact that I'm not getting those low sugar energy crashes anymore. I'm not feeling those moments where I feel like I'm like fading away because my brain is not working properly. I'm not feeling like heavy or weighed down. I'm not feeling bloated. And it's for those reasons that I feel motivated to continue tracking my stuff in this way. Again, like I said a few days ago, I don't know if I'll do this forever, every single day forever. One sec, Luna. You need to go outside? One sec. Come. Let me just finish. I'll pick you up and then you can pay attention. So, oh no, there's a squirrel. So, no. There's a squirrel and she's like so upset about it now. So we'll try to wrap this up. But essentially, I have really been enjoying it. The one thing that I did want to say that I'm implementing this week that I didn't do last week was I'm planning out my day of meals the night before in the app. There's like a section for breakfast, lunch, dinner, snacks. And so I just planned out what I see myself eating with the app. My approach is I start off with what I want to eat, like what I feel like eating, and then I tweak it based on what the targets are, which has been like really fun, weirdly enough. But it like fulfills the same joy that I have from planning, like using planners and being organized in that way. It hits that same dopamine button. By planning this, choosing foods that are more nutrient dense and more satiating. You can eat like one food and it could be so high in calories, but you don't feel full or satiated and you then need more food. Or you can have food that is like very substantial feeling and you don't even have to eat that much of it, but you feel full. Like I'm just learning so much about this whole thing. Yeah, again, this is such a like slippery slope, I know, especially for women, because we grow up with such programming around what our bodies are supposed to look like. And then with social media, we're like constantly comparing ourselves to each other. So tread carefully if you are wanting to use this app. But if you feel good about it, like I'm noticing such great benefits in my own life and I'm really happy about it. Hi. I just imported all of the vlog footage that's on my camera right now. And I'm feeling like I don't know if it's because I'm tired, but I'm feeling more insecure than usual. I was just looking at a lot of the footage that I recorded since coming back from Toronto. I just like don't like it. I feel like I'm not talking how I want to be talking or like how I usually speak. And then I also don't really like the angles that I'm filming in, and I'm starting my period in a few days. Like today was a really good day. I accomplished and felt so proud of myself for doing the things that I did today. But I also have this underlying like not good enough feeling. So yeah, I just wanted to document that. I have an urge to literally like delete all of the footage from the past 2 days, including this one probably, because I feel like I don't look quite right, or like I don't look how I want to look, or I'm not speaking coherently enough, and I'm just gonna not act on that. Once I'm in the editing suite for that next vlog where these clips will come out, I can decide then whether I'm going to keep them in the vlog or not. And yeah, so anyway, we're gonna leave on that note. Cheers. Cheers to insecurity as well, especially on this path of becoming like the dream version of ourselves. I feel like sometimes we can aggravate our insecurities in a way, or like inflame our insecurities, because we're so connected to the ideal self vision, and that's what motivates us to do the things that we're doing. But then at the same time, we're so aware of it, and then it also highlights the things that haven't matched up to it yet. So I think that's a very important thing to consider and to think about when you're not really trying that hard. It's almost like anything goes. Like I don't really get insecure that much because I'm like not even seeing myself, like I'm not aiming for anything, so it's like whatever. But then once I do start aiming for something, then I have a more clear like measurement of where I'm at, and that can feel difficult to hold. But yeah, that's it for this video. Thank you for watching. Thank you for being here. And love you.